When you are building a circuit, you are inevitably starting from a circuit diagram that either you produced or somebody else did. So I'm going to start like that too. Here's a plus 5 volt rail, meaning a piece of conductor drawn into our circuit diagram that's all at positive 5 volts. And I'll draw a ground rail as well. And my circuit here is going to be a very simple one. Simply a resistor, maybe it's a 1000 ohm resistor, and an LED, a light emitting diode, to ground. And we're going to hope that when we build that circuit, it will actually light up the LED. So building this, so you start with the circuit diagram. Building this means that we're going to implement that circuit on a breadboard. And to do that, you need to know the connectivity pattern of all these holes on the breadboard. So let me sketch out how this works. The breadboard consists of, I think it has 830 holes, connection points that you can stick the end of wires into. And they're arranged like this. 2 rows of them are on the left and 2 rows on the right are what are called rails. And they are connected, although all the holes just look like individual holes. The connectivity pattern is that these are all connected to each other by a conductor inside the board. And on the other side, there's another 2. Also arranged into 2 parallel rails. All of these holes are internally connected, and all of these holes are internally connected. And those are labeled, on my board here, they're labeled, this is ground, this is minus 5 volts, so this corresponds to that in the picture. This one is labeled plus 5 volts, so that's the plus 5 rail corresponding to this, and this one too over here is ground. Between those 2 long rails, there's a really large number of connection points that are just uncommitted, that are for you to build your circuit on. I can't possibly draw enough of these, but I'll draw some. So there's 5, here's 5, there's 2 sets of 5, and each of these is connected to each other, like that. That's the internal connection pattern. Down the middle, there's a gutter that separates the 2 groups of 5. So I'll draw a bunch more of those over here. Your board has 830 connection points altogether. Okay, that's probably enough for me to be able to implement this circuit over here. So to do this, I take a piece of wire, which is going to represent the connection here from the plus 5 rail to this resistor. Maybe I'd like to do that connection on this chunk of 5, so I'll take a piece of wire from the plus 5 rail and I'll plug it in over there, just wire. And then I'll take that resistor, I'll draw that in orange here, and it's going to go from this group of 5, there it is, and it plugs in over here. And of course, these are all connected to each other as well. Forgot to draw that. And then that LED maybe connects from, here's the LED, here's the longer lead of the LED, the shorter lead of the LED, connects between this group of 5 connection point and this group, and then I'd better connect with another piece of wire this group of 5 over to the ground rail, like that. So now I've implemented this circuit, which is so clear and easy to understand as a circuit diagram, over here on a piece of breadboard where it will actually work. But if you're trying to tell somebody what you've done, it sure is a lot neater and cleaner to draw it like this than it is like this.